Well, it is finally here. The time has finally come. This is definitely the most anticipated, highly anticipated movie of the year. At least for me.
I can't search by topic, but I can search by title, actors or directors, and categories like thrillers or comedies.
So today we're talking about Dune. Dune was released in 2021. It was written by John Spates, I think it's pronounced, and Denis Villeneuve, and Eric Roth, and directed by Denis Villeneuve. And, wow. Wow, is it gorgeous. It is a pretty film. I haven't seen any of Denis' films besides Arrival, which I saw and thought was beautiful. I liked the whole story behind that as well. I like Dune a little bit more than Arrival, granted. But I also have, a weird history with Dune, okay? Because my brother is, a Dune fanatic. He can tell you everything about it, and he has told me as much as I would allow him to, which is a lot. I know pretty much everything that happens in the first book, at least all the big milestones. I've read the first, probably a quarter of it myself. I have not finished it. I will at some point, I'm sure, but I have not yet. But I'm excited about it because, I was excited about it because I had heard so many good things from my brother, so shout out to you for telling me all of these things about it. But then I saw the movie, and let me tell you, first of all, it is gorgeous. The cinematography might be nominated for an Oscar, maybe even win. It is beautiful. It is beautifully shot. And one of the big things about it I want to mention is the scale of this film is amazing. Every time there's something big happening, they will cut to this wide shot and just show you the scale of what's going on. At this one point, there's an explosion that goes off, and they cut to so far away, and it is so cool to see because you're like, whoa, that explosion looks really tiny because it's tiny in comparison to everything else, but it's big in comparison to that. And they do it every time. Every time anything happens on screen, they're like, oh, by the way, this worm is 3 billion times the size of Timothée Chalamet, who I wish was my dad. And it just it really does work. The cinematography and the directing is gorgeous. The writing is very well done. I already know that there's some things that have been cut. I have noticed myself from reading the first half of it, or about a quarter of it, maybe 30%. I already noticed that. But the stuff that was in there was very well done, and they really did narrow it down to keep what was the most important in there. They can't do a movie that is 5 hours long just for the first half of this book. It's impossible. It's impractical. But what they did do with it really, really works. I really enjoy the story here. I think that one thing that it does suffer from is a little bit of Act 2 drag. And a big part of this happens to be that fact that there is supposed to be a Part 2, which I'm looking forward to, and I hope it happens. Go see this in theaters if you can, because you need to support this monetarily as much as possible, although they have announced that they will accept HBO Max viewership as input to whether or not they should make a second one. We're pretty confident at this point they are making a second one, but, we don't know for sure. But so it definitely does feel like half of a movie. And that's kind of good, honestly, because it works. Given that it's almost 3 hours long, it does not feel that long. I thought maybe it was 2 hours long. That's about how long it felt, which is impressive for me because I hate long movies. And this really worked for me. I literally was like, what? We're done already? And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, it feels like the end of Act 2 is after 10 minutes of the film. There's just, a huge climax and waves of stuff going on. And you're like, whoa, that was awesome. And then, oh, wait, there's so much more. And then they kind of end on this weird, he realizes something, and then we get a little bit of the prescience, which is seeing the future, sort of. And it works for me. It didn't work for some people I saw the movie with. They did not particularly enjoy the way that it ended. I liked it. I thought it was a little cheesy, maybe, but, I liked it because it really does sell the fact that there has to be a Part 2. Plus, I think it's going to be perfectly edited onto one disc that you can purchase that is the entire approximately 5 to 6 hour long film that I think is going to be super cool. I'm going to buy it. I'm probably going to buy Dune Part 1 on a steelbook copy as soon as I can get a hold of it. But then, yeah, I'm assuming there will be a set that comes with one completely edited movie. I expect that, and I hope it works. I hope it does. I hope they do that at least on 2 separate discs, but at this point we could probably fit the entire 6 hour movie as long as there's no special features on it in one disc. So I am hoping they do that. One thing I don't really enjoy, they kind of undersold this big twist that happens in the beginning of the film, and it's a big portion of the book too. It's just a big twist that, you know, you kind of see coming, but not really. In the book, it tells you. In the movie, it doesn't tell you, and I'm not sure which way it should have gone. Either it should have made it more obvious or way less obvious. Particularly this one part where Paul gets attacked by this like little thing that is a huge deal in the book, and like everyone goes on shutdown and we all wait, and it's incredibly tense in the book. And here it just kind of didn't feel that way, but honestly I'm okay because it worked for the movie, which is important to realize that not everything, there's something in my pocket, not everything in a book can be translated onto the film. This is definitely the most exemplary way to do it, and it felt like there was a reason to make the film too, because there is enough technology now to, you know, justify making another film. Because the 1984 David Lynch film apparently was garbage. I did not see all of it. I have seen parts of it, but not all of it. I've heard it's garbage, and that's probably because the technology wasn't advanced enough to make this film, and now we're finally at a point where we can, and we get this beautiful, stunning movie that was definitely worth watching in theaters. Another big part of this film that I liked was Hans Zimmer's score. I never thought I'd say that because I generally don't like Hans Zimmer. The score did not feel like Hans Zimmer here. It definitely felt laid back on a scale, I think, and it worked. I like the vocalization in the score was really, really cool. The way that they did the voice in this film, which is like this kind of power that Bene Gesserit have, which Paul is a Bene Gesserit and so is Lady Jessica, where they can use their voice to like make you do something without thinking. And the way they did it was like kind of like disambiguizing the voice a little bit, and it really worked. It was really, really freaking cool. I really liked it. The performances here are particularly stunning. In particular, I think Timothée Chalamet and Jason Momoa really stand out for me. I think Timothée Chalamet is one of the best actors in the business right now. I'm really excited to see what he's got next. I mean, I know it's Wonka, and he's in Don't Look Up, and of course Dune 2. Really excited for all of that. Oh, and The French Dispatch, which I get to see in November. I was supposed to see it today. Unfortunately, my movie theater isn't getting it till later, but I will be watching that. So I'm really excited for all those. And Jason Momoa surprised me because I normally don't like Jason Momoa, like almost at all. I really don't care about his Aquaman. I don't care that he's in Game of Thrones. He isn't something that I look forward to seeing in a film. This was very different. It really felt like he was Duncan Idaho here. And this goes for most of their actors too. I think Oscar Isaac was really good, although he didn't get a whole lot of screen time, unfortunately. Lady Jessica, Rebecca Ferguson was so good. I mean, everyone here. Josh Brolin was fun in this film. Everybody just looked like they were having the time of their lives, and it is a damn good movie that you should go see in theaters. If you live in Oneonta, we are showing it at the Southside Cinema, so stop by at any point during the week. We have, I think, 3 or 4 showings every single day, so definitely stop by because you need to give them money so that they can make a second one. But overall, I really like this film. There are some issues with it, so I'm going to go ahead and give Dune an A. Have you seen Dune? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Where does it rank on your Denis Villeneuve list of films? I've only seen one of them. I will see more of them in the future, but so far I've only seen one. But let me know what you thought, because I want to know your thoughts. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in new releases, and also Marvel and Steven Spielberg and Robin Williams. Those are the series I've got going on now. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in any of that, or in movies and television in general. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.